what habit do you have that you recommend everyone else take up to?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, how do I start the day? With a yawn. And I suggest you do that. And then a nice long stretch before you get out of bed. And then I do some leg stretches because a few weeks ago I pulled my leg and couldn't walk. And I get up and do some other stretches. And I start the coffee. And I sit down and I get a book. And I start reading. And I read for, it depends on what time I get up. I'll get up anywhere from 2 o'clock on. Because I go to bed early. And besides, after you've had a couple of beers, it's easy to go to sleep.
Oh.
So I'll read for a couple hours. And then I go swimming at 5 o'clock for 2 hours. And that's a great way to start the day. All of you, I recommend that you come and try it. Steve even tried it once. In fact, he showed up twice. But anyhow, that's a great way to start the day. With 2 hours of swimming, you're up. It's time for breakfast. So you go to any of the restaurants we have in town, and you have some coffee and biscuits and gravy. Because after all, you've worked them off already. You can enjoy it. But I think the most important thing is kind of what you read. And I have to admit that going to school, going through high school, all my reading consisted of classic comic books. And that's how I got through Shakespeare and Dostoevsky and all those guys, but just reading classic comic books. And it was great. And I really didn't read anything until I got in the Navy. I was stationed at Sangley Point, and we didn't have anything. I was in an air attachment. We didn't have anything to do until noon. So we'd go to the library when it opened at 9 o'clock. And I started reading Winston Churchill and Shakespeare, and I thought, man, this is great. This is really good. But then at noon, we didn't have anything to do, so Liberty Call came along. And so off we would go to have a beer. They dubbed me the intellectual wino. But I think reading something substantial, like the Constitution, is a great way to start the day.